may climb.
What's up dudes? Mission 6. Welcome to the trash can. There's a lot to this mission that adds up to make it truly awful, but we have a fun little fight first, the first encounter with cutlasses. These guys are a pretty simple enemy at the best of times, but coming out of this cutscene they group up into a nice clump for you. With some timing, a charge shot freezes them in place, and then you can follow up with a Devil Trigger activation to dig them out of the ground, basically nullifying their ability to hurt you instantly. From here, you can do whatever to finish them off really. Just try and be quick so they don't have time to burrow under again, because that would be annoying and more importantly, unstylish. Now we get dice. I think this room might be the actual low point of the entire game. It follows a completely predictable static pattern with tons of unskippable cutscenes and waiting. This stuff chips away at my soul, it's just, ugh. I can't express in words how boring and dull and annoying it is. Normally if I'm struggling with a mission I can just plough away at it till I succeed, but this dice room is so completely worthless it made me want to uninstall the game. This actually successful attempt at the mission naturally happened to be the only one of about 100 plays of this room where my mind wandered and I messed up the dice pattern, so there's a pointless Mephisto fight here. Nothing flashy, just the same stuff as last mission, so I've skipped past it. As always, check the raw if you want to see. Now for one of the worst fights in the series. Slowly grinding away at a piece of glass for about 100 years as the most irritating enemies in the game spawn forever, whistling away your will to live. I cannot emphasise enough how long this fight feels. It's a high pressure tightrope walk almost always, and one lapse in concentration means the end and it just keeps going and going and going. You're relegated to this island in the middle, and it's not just because of the electrified floor. If you wander, the swords are way more likely to attack you since the shifting camera means they can hit from angles that standing in the centre doesn't allow. Their AI is a little erratic at the best of times, with the wind up on their attacks being quicker sometimes for seemingly no reason, so keeping things as stable as possible is to your advantage. I ran through a couple of strategies over my attempts at this fight, such as trying to whittle their numbers down before throwing them at the screen, but anything I came up with was pretty hit or miss. Just grabbing and throwing literally whenever possible and ending it ASAP was what I found to be the best. The invulnerability on Devil Trigger activations is literally the only thing that makes this possible, I'm pretty sure. If 3 line up and do their vertical attack in a row while the floor is electrified, I genuinely don't think there's a single other way to dodge all 3. Which is kind of sad because this game's usually well designed enough that you have 1,000,001 options no matter the situation. So in summary, basically this fight is bad and embarrassing. The end. After you get through the slog, you've still got a few more fights to go through. I managed to choke away victory on the lab battle no less than 5 times because I'm apparently the least clutch human on Earth. A fortuitous thing in this attempt, however, was exiting the lab battle with a lot of Devil Trigger meter, which is very effective against the Angelos. This is the first time an Alto Angelo shows up in Dante Must Die, and having a bunch of DT to work with makes it a cinch. It's your most stable launcher on top of a get out of jail free card if things go awry, and allows you to juggle into a buster without smashing his shield first. The Bianco Angelos are dealt with the same way as ever, with charge shots and launchers from behind, except more cowardly because I'm terrified of getting hit at this point yet again. During the second Angelo fight, I'm trying to gain and preserve as much Devil Trigger as possible for the final one, since it gets pretty hectic. Two alone like this aren't a problem, but when you're dealing with a ton of them flying around it can be a little hard to keep track of everything, so being able to activate DT for the invulnerability is a hugely useful tool. Fortunately, these guys really like going airborne during this battle. A level 1 charge shot is a guaranteed knockdown when they're flying, so keeping them on the deck while you work on them one at a time is an easy and effective strategy. It's important not to get overzealous and start bustering because you're really vulnerable when you do so. Making sure as many are off screen or knocked down as possible before doing damage is of course the safest strategy and what you should be gunning for. Watching their numbers slowly fall, knowing I'm about to beat this mission, is a very nice sensation. I never want to do that lab fight again in my life if I can help it. When these dudes are done, all that's left is orb gathering and smashing those fucking chairs in the main hall. For the last time as Nero, thankfully. I am so sick of smashing those goddamn chairs, and it's really awesome to know I'm going to be doing it again like 10 missions from now. Really sick job, Capcom. Great stuff. Well, anyway, see you next mission. Peace.